Hello everyone, and best wishes to you. Thank you for watching. I am just a beginner blogger, so I welcome all your comments. After lunch, we always need a short rest to straighten the back, stretch the legs, and of course, the television helps us relax. After resting, I usually go to check on my husband. How is the stove project going? Without a stove, a Russian bathhouse, what we call Times Banya asterisk, feels very empty. A banya is never complete without its stove. Our stove is a serious one, built like an old traditional Russian stove with stones on top where you splash water to make hot steam. My husband builds it carefully, not in a hurry, because every detail matters. Not every stove master will make it well, but he does it for himself, for his own comfort. When I come with my inspection, he jokes that the director has arrived. Brick by brick, smeared with clay, the process continues. He tries to explain, but honestly, I don't listen too much. Instead, I walk into the garden. Ahead is the potato patch. To the side is the raspberry bush. And look, a zucchini is ready. I need to pick it. Inside the greenhouse, it's hot today. 29 degrees Celsius, about 85 degrees Fahrenheit. The tomatoes are drooping, so they need water immediately. In the evening, I will water them more. We also grow peppers and eggplants. At night, I cover them with fabric and plastic because the nights are cool. About 15 degrees Celsius, 59 degrees Fahrenheit. Such sharp temperature changes are dangerous for plants. This year, we even tried peanuts, the so-called groundnut. It looks good so far, green and healthy. Now I reach the onions. They are almost ready, time to harvest and dry them so they keep all winter without rotting. Since we had no rain lately, the harvest is good. I cut the tops, put the onions in boxes, carry them outside to dry during the day, and in the evening move them onto the veranda so they stay warm and safe from rain. Right next to them is garlic, which I dug up earlier. We have enough for our family and to share with our children. Maybe you are curious, what do we eat for lunch today? Today we had chicken noodle soup, my husband's favorite. Then meat cutlets, smoked meat, and for those who wanted chiebureki, that's a fried pastry with meat filling. Also some boiled chicken. Usually I cook soup every 2 or 3 days, because otherwise I would spend all my time at the stove and not have time for the garden. Often I cook in the evenings after dinner. The next day we decided to drive to a bigger supermarket. There, the choice of food is wider than in the smaller shops near our home. On the way, we crossed the bridge over our large river, the Vyatka. Some of you asked where we live. It is the city of Kirov, in Kirov region, about 1,000 kilometers, 600 miles from Moscow. Along the road you can see open fields, bushes, and small ponds where fishermen love to fish, even in winter. No frost can stop them. We arrive at the supermarket. It's called Geo Zavod for some reason. Back home, in the kitchen, we also have a stove. My husband insisted. He says, without a stove, life is not the same. If ever the central heating breaks, the stove saves us. We also use it for cooking. For example, we cook food for the dogs in it. We make 2 big pots at once, enough for 3 or 4 days. We put grains with chicken bones in the pot, leave it in the stove overnight, and by morning everything is soft and tasty. Let's look inside the pot. The food for the dogs is ready. Smells delicious. The dogs are here already, wagging their tails. Bertha, one of them, wants a treat. She lifts her paws and licks her lips. She always follows us everywhere, just in case something tasty falls. She loves apples, carrots, even cookies. Outside, it is evening already. My husband gives her a gooseberry berry. She likes it too. She drops it once, but then picks it up again. Our dogs love all kinds of berries, but we don't give them too much, so they sleep well and don't wake us at night. Meanwhile, I have more work to take care of other berries, the black currants. In one bucket, I weigh 4 kilograms, almost 9 pounds. To make jam, you need the same amount of sugar. In another bucket, 2 kilograms of smaller berries. The big ones I will freeze for winter frozen berries are a treat. This year we had a good harvest because there were no spring frosts. I must prepare everything. Cook jam, freeze some, mash with sugar. To mash with sugar means to crush the berries, mix with equal sugar, put in jars, and cover the top with extra sugar to preserve them. Then we keep them in the cellar, under the floor, because there is too much for the refrigerator. The cellar is a cool place where we also store vegetables and can jars for winter. Even some red currants are mixed in. And here in a ceramic pot, peas cooked in the stove overnight. In Russian, we call this dish gorokovitsa. It is very tasty as a side dish, warm and soft. Look at the steam. It even fogs up the camera lens. In old Russia, people always cooked everything in the big traditional stove. Food there doesn't just boil. It steams, softens, and develops deep flavor. The taste is different, much richer than on a regular stovetop. My husband really understands this. That is why he never agreed to remove the kitchen stove. He believes it can save us in any situation. It can warm the house, help with health, or cook food. This time I cooked pearl barley with chicken bones. You put just a little grain, and when it's ready, the pot is overflowing.
I need to step into the garden and check what my husband is doing. He jokes that I act like a supervisor, but of course he doesn't really listen. He always does things his own way.
Still, a little control doesn't hurt. Maybe it helps things move faster. By the way, you can see the potato patch in the frame. The leaves are almost gone, which means soon it will be time to dig them up. They're nearly ready. I call my husband a stone cutter, but only as a joke. There are still many bricks left and plenty of work ahead. And now about our chickens. We have 5 of them, already living with us for 3 years. They lay eggs well. Of course, feed and supplements are expensive, but it's worth it. Fresh eggs without needing the store. The children take some too. We're used to it. For about 10 years we've been keeping chickens. Right now, 4 hens are laying eggs, and 1 is sitting on a nest as if hatching chicks. But we don't have a rooster, so of course, no chicks can come from those eggs. She doesn't seem to know that. I joke that she needs to be educated.
In the morning, we usually have breakfast. Often it's porridge. I really love millet porridge. Sometimes it's cottage cheese or just a slice of bread with butter and cheese.
But more often, I prefer just cheese without bread. I don't want the extra calories. At the same time, we always watch the news on TV. My husband insists that eating without television is impossible, so the TV is always on during meals. Sometimes we also watch YouTube to see what is happening in other countries, how people live abroad. We compare our lives with theirs. But as people here say, where you were born, that's where you are useful. So it's interesting to see how others live, but I don't want to live in another country. My husband and I are comfortable here. Our son once thought about moving away, but it seems now he changed his mind. The world feels unstable these days, so it's better when loved ones stay close. And again on the screen you see us walking with the dogs. Maybe you get tired of this view, but we don't have grandchildren yet, and dogs are like our children. We took them when they were just 1 month old, and since then we are fully responsible for them, for their health and happiness. They bring us joy. They lift our mood. After 5 years, they already understand many words, and they know our daily rhythm. They wake up and go to bed with us, eat at the same times, walk with us. For pensioners, this is very useful. Instead of sitting at home, we have physical activity. Movement is life. After the morning walk, the dogs also eat. I already put food into their bowls, but they wait because my husband for them, Dad, is making coffee. He cannot leave, so we all wait. It's hot outside, so we'll eat outdoors. The dogs run ahead of us, jump onto the table where my husband usually works, and wait. They know the command, wait. Before eating, they must sit, and only after the command, eat, they can start. You can hear how they enjoy their food. It takes less than a minute because their appetite is excellent. We have fed them by hand for 5 years. We also make sure they don't get into each other's bowls, otherwise they might fight. Both are female, and each wants to be the leader. Our elderly neighbor, who is a little older than us, often comes by to ask if there are mushrooms in the forest. She likes to go searching, but doesn't want to walk alone. So every morning, she stops to talk, shares her news, and listens to us. But so far, no mushrooms have appeared. Later, my husband rests with the dogs after his hard work.
Right now they are eating berries from a tree called Time's bird cherry, Time's a dark, almost black berry that ripens in late summer. The dogs like it a lot too. They crunch the little seeds inside.
The day is hot, onions are drying in boxes outside. Work moves slowly but steadily. My husband wears his work clothes because he is busy with clay, bricks, and the stove. These dogs are so carried away with the berries that they even forgot to bark. But my husband says it's only because he is near. This fifth hen sits in the nest all the time, pretending to be busy hatching. She doesn't even eat unless we push her out. Other hens lay eggs in her nest, and she just keeps sitting on them. She can stay there for 21 days, though no chicks will appear. She also stops laying eggs herself. People say broody hens like her even have a body temperature up to 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit. The trick is to cool them down so they stop brooding and return to laying eggs. Every morning I take away the eggs from under her, but she still sits as if waiting. Nature is strong. She wants to hatch, even when there's nothing to hatch. The next morning, I am making Time's bliney, Time's thin Russian pancakes for breakfast, and at the same time doing my morning exercises. I ask my husband to film me. Usually one of the dogs, Berta, immediately comes in front of me, sits, and raises her paws, disturbing me. But as soon as my husband takes the camera, both dogs just sit down in front of me and watch, without doing anything. It makes me laugh. I am moving and stretching, and they just stare, not understanding what I want from them. They only do tricks when they are in the mood.
Today I'm preparing a salad for winter storage, a home canning recipe I found online. I will use tomatoes, salt, parsley, bay leaf, onion. Later I'll add peppers, sugar, and vinegar. I cut the tomatoes into slices, put spices in sterilized jars,
Fill them with hot water, and then place the jars into a pot of boiling water for 15 minutes. After that, I close them, turn them upside down, cover with a warm blanket until cool. It is a reliable way of sterilization, safe and tasty. In winter, we'll open and enjoy it.
That's our life without decorations. Just real everyday life. Our mothers did the same, and now we continue.
So, that's it for today. Wishing you all the best, and see you next time.